Hey y'all, it's Ashley Yvette. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're still trying to get those subscribers up. You already know, baby. I'm feeling a little extra saucy today. I'm just real, in my feels today. You know what I'm saying? I got my POC shirt on, so I'm feeling real like thug life-ish. Just gonna speak my truth and, talk a little shit. We have some girl talk. As you can tell by the title, we are here to talk about dating. And today we are specifically talking about my dating experience. I just wanted to kind of give some insight into what it's like to date in 2020 and what it's like to date when you are over the age of 30. I'm in my early 30s. I'm 32. I know it don't look like it, but I am. 32 and proud of it. I am single. I don't have any kids. And if you can't tell already, I am a proud African-American woman.
And I'm a strong Black woman.
And I live in Los Angeles. I am newly single. I just got out of a 4-year relationship. And after, we've broken up, I have just started to really take the whole dating thing seriously. I did go to Atlanta in August, and of course I met a couple of guys there or whatever, but I wasn't taking them serious. It was just something to do while I was there, or somebody to hang out with while I was there. So I wasn't taking it seriously. It was more so just to show myself that I still had it. And I do.
It's true that I'm a bad bitch.
Bad bitch.
Bitch, I eat my rice and bad bitch.
So once I got back to LA, I said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and for real be on these dating apps, but I really will still for play. Just because, the point that I'm at in my life, I'm not even going to say because I'm 32 years old, because I feel like age is just a number. And I think maturity and wisdom can appear at any age, some later than others, you know what I'm saying? I always knew what I wanted, what I desired, what I was worth, what I deserved. But at this point in my life right now, I am not settling for anything. I'm not settling. Will I compromise with a person who is willing to do a little give and take? Of course. But there are a lot of red signs that women we see right away and we ignore, and the men too. I'm pretty sure you guys see that as well. I just feel like we have a different intuition, so I can only speak for the women since I'm a woman, that there are a lot of things that we see that we ignore, and I'm just not in the business of doing that anymore. I'm not dating for potential anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I think that's the biggest mistake that anyone can make, a man or a woman. You need to date people for who they show you that they are. And the thing is, it doesn't really take them that long to show you who they are.
Message!
Yeah, so being in a 4-year relationship and choosing to leave the relationship because I wanted something different for myself. I didn't like who I had become in the relationship, and I didn't like the direction the relationship was going. And I didn't feel like it was worth my time anymore. That's the best way I can put it. It was not worth my time anymore.
Message!
My hope is that everyone finds love. So of course I want that for him as well, and I want that for myself. So that's why I'm out here in these streets. If you are getting out of a relationship, I definitely think it's great to take time to work on yourself. I'm personally in counseling and I love it. It's one of the best things that I have ever done, and it's really helped me to self-reflect and again be aware of the mistakes that you made and your flaws and take accountability, but also be honest with yourself. I feel like a lot of times with women, we get in these situations with men, and then once you have time to really step back after you have removed yourself from the relationship and you start looking at the things that you accepted, you tend to beat yourself up. I know I was going through that, where I was really upset with myself that I even allowed myself to be treated the way that I was treated, that I didn't leave the relationship sooner. But everything is a learning experience, because there's always a root to why you did what you did. And once you figure that out and you understand your worth and what you deserve and what you're not going to accept, and you understand your boundaries and you are willing to place your boundaries, it's a beautiful place to be.
Message!
I feel so great, and I feel so grounded in who I am and what I want, and knowing that I deserve it, and knowing that I'm never gonna go through some of that stuff again. That's what makes me feel good. I know that I'm never going to go through that again because I value myself. So you have to value yourself first before anybody else can value you. And that's just the tea.
Period!
Back to where we were talking about. Once I got back from Atlanta, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hop on these little apps and whatnot. So I started getting on the apps. So I just want to like go through a couple of experiences that I've had. I'm also going to put up some screenshots of some of the conversations that I've had with these said gentlemen. So first, let's talk about the apps that I am on. I am currently on BOK, Hinge, and Bumble. And let me just go ahead and get Bumble out the way, y'all, because people have been telling me to get on Bumble. Get on Bumble. It's a higher grade of, you know, prospects, especially me being a career woman and wanting a career man. So I did start a Bumble, but I have to be completely honest. So on Bumble, they have these 3 modes that you can use the app for. You can use it for networking, you can use it to find a friend or BFF, or you can use it for dating. I guess the day that I made my Bumble profile, I just really wasn't feeling the dating thing, so I selected BFF, and I have been chatting with some really cool girls that potentially could be friends to me. And I just feel like, damn, like I kind of would want more female friends more than I would want to use this app for dating. If I'm already on Hinge, let me just use this app to make more friends. That's my logic. Eventually, I am going to switch it over to the dating, but for right now, I just feel like, you know, let me just keep it separate. But Bumble is the app where the female takes the lead and she reaches out to the prospects first. And then BOK is supposed to be the app for African American singles. I don't really use BOK like that anymore because I felt like the type of men that were on there are not the type of men that I would want to date. And I'm just going to leave it at that. If you live in the LA area, I don't know how it is in the other cities, but if you live in the LA area and you're watching this and you are, or you have had any experiences with the BOK app as a female, you probably understand what I say or what I mean when I say that. You understand what type of men are on there. Profile pics with blunts in your mouth.
I don't like that.
Profile pics where I can see your underwear sagging with your jeans.
I don't like that.
Profile pics where you may have a weapon, like a gun.
I don't like that.
Profile pictures where you have a bottle of liquor in your hand.
I don't like that.
Profile pictures where it looks like it's like you throwing up gang signs with your friends.
I don't like that.
What I'm gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe somebody else, but not me. It's just not my stilo. It's just not my speed, and I don't like it. So that is why I don't really use my BOK app. Honestly, I need to go ahead and delete it because yeah, there's nothing on there for me. So, and then there is Hinge. Hinge is actually my favorite dating app. And the reason why I like Hinge is for all of the shallow reasons. And the main reason is because I can see your height.
I would like to see it.
6 feet and over, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm 5'5". I like to wear my heels. My heels are really high, so I would like you to be tall. The crazy thing is, all my really serious relationships have been with shorter men, and I think that's part of the problem because I don't even like to date short men. Hinge has some questions that I feel like are very important. You can put on there if you have kids, and if you want kids, or if you're open to it, or don't want children, you can put that on there. I pay attention to that because if I see someone has not put anything about the kids on there, I'm like, you're probably lying. You probably do have kids, and why are you lying about your kids?
Why you always lying?
Tell the truth. Like, that's something that you should be telling people if you have kids. I feel like you need to let people know because there are women out here who have kids and they want to date people with kids. I'm not one of them, but there are women out here who like that. So don't be trying to deceive people, you know what I'm saying? So I pay attention to that. The other thing is you can indicate your vices on Hinge. So you can put whether or not you drink alcohol, if it's occasionally, if it's socially, if you never drink, if you smoke weed, if you smoke cigarettes, and if you do any other type of recreational activities or drugs, you can put that on there as well. And I feel like that's important because some people like to party. And if you like to party, then you should be, you know, open about that and let it be known. You can also indicate what your religious affiliation is, if you're atheist, if you're spiritual, if you're Catholic, if you're Christian. That's very important to people, and you want to make sure that you are equally yoked, as the Bible says, you know what I'm saying? You can also put what your career is. I like to see that.
I would like to see it.
I feel like when you have a career or if you're passionate about something, you are going to make sure that you indicate that on there. And you know, I like to know if you're a bum or not. Like, that's just something I need to know. Are you a bum? Are you a bum? Do you have a job? I need to know that. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, put you're an entrepreneur. That's cool. You know, that's a conversation starter. I want to know what's your business, because I am gonna ask. Okay. You can tell people what college you went to on there, and I love that, because anytime that I can rep my alma mater, University of West Georgia, I love to put that on there. Another thing about Hinge that I really love is they have these cute little prompts, so you kind of get to know people's personalities by the different questions. Sometimes people have really witty and funny captions on their photos, so I like to see that as well, because a sense of humor is something that I really appreciate. The first guy that I actually went on a date with out here in LA, I met him on BOK. Okay, all right, so I'm about to tell you how this goes, because this date honestly is part of the reason why I don't use BOK. Aside from the people on there with blunts in their mouths and guns in their hands, throwing up gang signs, I'm just not with it. Like, I'm thug life, but like not for real though, you know what I'm saying? This guy on BOK, and I actually met him on the app before I went to Atlanta. So while I was in Atlanta, you know, he called me a couple of times, we talked on the phone, he was texting me, seemed cool, whatever, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. I get back to LA and we continue to talk or whatever, and it wasn't like an all day, everyday thing, but we definitely connected every day. And he wanted to talk on the phone a lot, which was, you know, I found that to be different. I actually like that. I think talking on the phone to somebody is really cool. So he says he wants to take me on a date. I hate to say this because I don't want to sound shallow, but I just think that it's petty that men do shit like this sometimes, because it's like, why you gotta lie?
Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
I don't know why a lot of men, I'm not gonna say all men, I don't want to generalize y'all, but too many of y'all lie, and you ain't gotta lie to kick it, okay? You ain't gotta lie to kick it. Just be yourself. We had a conversation and he asked me about, like, we were talking about dressing up or something like that, and I told him I like to wear heels. I love to wear heels. And he asked me how tall I was, and I said, oh, I'm 5'5". And he was like, oh, you short? And I'm like, oh, how tall are you? And he was like, 5'10" and a half. And I'm like, boy, why are you giving yourself that half? I'm really blunt nowadays. Like, I just don't care what I say. You know, I'm not rude, but I'm just honest. Like, why are you giving yourself that half? And he's like, yeah, you're right, I'm 5'10". I made it a point that I don't want to date anybody who's under 6 feet, but I had already been talking to this man, and on the BOK app, it doesn't tell you how tall people are. So I didn't know that he's that short. I'm like, okay, 5'10", that's not bad. You're just like two inches away from 6 feet, so I can still work with that. So then it comes time for us to go on the date. We have a little back and forth about where we're going. He asked me if he can pick me up, and I definitely said no. I don't need you to know where I live. I don't know you. This is my first time meeting you in person. Ladies, please don't do that. Please don't do that. And I have a horror story to tell after this about that. Like, just don't do that, y'all. I'm like, no, I'll just meet you there or whatever. Okay, so throw on my little outfit or whatever. I'm looking cute, you know what I'm saying? Get my little sexy on, but like not too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I had like on a black like one shoulder top, so it's like a strap goes like this. So I wasn't showing any cleavage or whatever. I had a little red jacket on. I had some house pants on. They were really cute, and I had on a heel. Actually, let me go get the heel because I want y'all to. Let me go get the heel. So this is the heel that I had on, okay? So it's giving like, you know what I'm saying, like 2 to 3 inches, something like that. You know, it's really cute and whatnot. I got it from Fashion Nova. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So this is the heel that I had on. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind, because I'm telling y'all this for a reason, okay? And if you pick it up, then you pick it up. You know what I'm saying? It's giving story time, okay? So we pull up to the spot. I park my car. We on the phone. He's like, oh, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm parking over here. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna walk over that way. Okay, cool. I get out my car. I see him. And he's like walking towards me, you know, so he's a little whiles away. And I'm just like, this nigga is not 5'10". You're not 5'10", dog. Like, you're not 5'10". Well, tell me I'm short. Nigga, you only 2 inches taller than me. What are you talking about? He had to be like dead ass. Like, I'm gonna give him 5'8", and that's me being nice. Like, I'm giving him a half at this point. If I'm saying 5'8", I'm being nice, okay? So we started walking towards the little place that we were at, and we were in downtown Glendale by the gallery, by the little mall or whatever like that. So we went to a little restaurant. We had to cross a little street, little side street or whatever. And he's like, oh, let me grab your hand. You know what I'm saying? Gotta protect you. You know, you gotta let your dad know that I'm here protecting you. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, it's cute, but it's corny. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever have those moments? Like, it's cute, but it's corny. You kind of slow it down. You're doing too much. Slow it down. I already knew I wasn't gonna take him serious like after that day. So I just decided, well, I'm here, so let's just enjoy the day. He's shorter than he said he was. I'm definitely not gonna take him serious after this, so let's just enjoy the day. So we started having a conversation about health and weight loss because he mentioned to me that he had recently lost a lot of weight. And I told him that I wanted to lose some weight, and he was like, oh, you don't need to do all of that. You know, I'm like, thank you. He's like, cause you know, I feel like you have a nice shape, you know, like you are not super short. And he said, you're busty.
Okay.
I know that I have boobs, and I know that they are a nice size boobs. Why do you need to mention my boobs? I pay attention to stuff like that because when you mention that, it lets me know where your mind is at. And to me, like, we're over 30 years old. You're not 13 anymore. I know these ain't the first boobs that you've seen, and I didn't even really have them out. You know what I'm saying? It was no cleavage showing. Like, I can't help it that they're there. First you lied about your height, and now you're talking about my boobs. So our reservations are finally ready. We go to the little restaurants, a little rooftop spot, very sexy, very nice. I'm like, okay, I might let the little boob comment slide, you know what I'm saying? Because you picked a little nice place or whatever. So we sit down and we start looking over the menu. And then he made a comment about the price of the stuff on the menu. And I'm just like, first of all, I look at menus before I go to restaurants. I had looked at the menu for that restaurant, so I already knew what I was gonna get. So you didn't look at the restaurant menu to see what the prices were to make sure that it was in your budget range? That's your problem.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business.
And then the fact that you actually say something is a turnoff. I just got out of a very cheap situation. I'm not going back to that again, okay? It's just in poor taste, guys. It's just poor taste, and it's just not the polite thing to do. I let that go in one ear and out the other because you picked the place, I didn't pick the place, but I'm going to eat. I don't go on dates and just try to rack it up unless I know somebody got it like that. You know, I'm going to be polite and not order the most expensive thing on the menu because most of the time I don't even want the most expensive thing. I'm always trying to think about the other person when I'm in that situation where a guy is taking me out. Vibing again, having a really good conversation, things are going great. I'm like, okay, this is cool. So then he mentions like, oh, do you want to go somewhere else after this? And I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm like, you made a comment about how expensive the menu was, so I wasn't even thinking that he would want to go to another place. But I'm down for it. That's my type of date. You know, we had appetizer, we had dinner, and then we're gonna have dessert somewhere else. I like to date somebody who's giving me an experience, and he was giving me an experience. So we decided that we were going to go to a hookah bar. And he says to me, oh, but you got hookah at your place, right? Because in a conversation that we had a couple of days prior, we were talking about what we like to do. And I told him, oh, I have like hookah at my house, so I like to smoke my hookah sometimes after work. You've already asked to pick me up, which I turned down because one, I don't know you, and two, you have to bring me back. You're gonna be trying to come inside. Anybody got time for that? And then you're asking me if I have hookah at my house. What makes you think that I want you at my house? What do you think I want you at my house, sir?
Oh, hell no!
And I'm just like, oh, I don't have any more shisha. The shisha was in my refrigerator, ready for me to smoke it. Plenty of shisha. I'm not letting you come to my house, sir. Like, the fuck? So that was another red flag that popped up, okay? Red flags just coming everywhere. We blooded up over here. What's bracket?
Blood. That what blood?
We get to the hookah bar or whatever. I drive my car, he drives his car. We get to the hookah bar, it's cool, whatever. So, smoking a little hookah. It's a cool little vibe. They're playing good music. There are other people there, so it's just a nice little vibe. I'm just talking, like having conversation. I feel like the conversation was going decent, you know. There were like weird moments where I felt like he was like staring at me, and I'm just like, what? And then he mentioned something. He was like, oh, you looking at me like I'm a piece of chicken. And I'm just like, I'm not looking at you like that. I don't want to eat you. Leave me alone. Corny, guys, just corny and thirsty. Like, I hate when guys do stuff like that. Let me tell y'all something, guys. If we want to give you that action, you gonna know that we want to give you that action. And at this age, in my 30s, that should not be happening where they're fishing for it. Like, I don't understand that. Like, who is this working with? Who is this working with? And at this age, who is this working with? And then all of a sudden, y'all, I start to get hella sleepy. I don't know if it was the hookah, but I just started to get sleepy. I just don't know. I just got sleepy. I think I was just bored with his ass. So he was like, oh, you sleepy? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm like gonna get ready to go home or whatever. Walks me out and he's leaving as well. So we're walking towards our cars where we were parked. He was like, oh, do you know how to two-step? Like two-step dancing that they do in Chicago and in the Midwest. He was trying to dance with me in the parking lot. Like, I wasn't giving him them vibes that I was trying to do it. And I just feel like he was kind of like fishing for whatever he could to try to get me to take him home or let him take me home, which he couldn't have taken me home. You know why? Because he doesn't live by himself. What were you going to do? Take me to a hotel? You couldn't even take me back to your house if I was ready to give you that action. Yeah, the audacity. If there's one thing that they have, it's the audacity. So we walk over to my car and, you know, I'm about to get in. I'm like, you know, thank you for a great night. I give him a hug. He goes in for the kiss. Now, the kiss was good. That was a good kiss. It was a good kiss. You know, I don't mind a little kiss. I like to kiss. So the kiss was really good. So he gave me a kiss. It wasn't too much. Like, he didn't do too much with the kiss. He did too much with other stuff that night, but he really didn't do too much with the kiss. It was a nice, sweet, supple kiss. Then, you know, I pull away. I'm like about to go towards my car. He's like, oh, one more. And then he kisses me again. And I was just like, oh gosh. And the kiss again, the kiss was good. It wasn't bad. Like, he's a good kisser, but it was just kind of like, you're just doing too much. I get in my car and I make it home and I texted him like, oh, thanks, I had a great night, made it home. This is what I noticed, and this is how I be knowing. This man, anytime I had been texting him up until that date, he would text back real quick. Like, real quick. Very quick. Okay? Every day trying to call me, oh, what you doing? Can we talk? Oh my God, can I call you at this time? Can we talk? All that. After our date, I'm not gonna say it was crickets, because it wasn't crickets, but he definitely wasn't like giving the same energy with the communication. The only thing I did was text him like when I got home or whatever, and he didn't text back. And I already knew, I'm like, oh, he's salty. He's salty because he thought that I was gonna take him home with him. We never had any type of sexual conversation or anything like that, but he just felt like I owed him that because he spent, you know, over $100 on me that night. Sometimes men feel obligated to you, and that's just not the case. Period. He had like texted me like a couple days later or whatever, and then I ended up texting him back, and then he didn't text back. And again, this was not like him. Up until that point, he was texting back like every day, trying to call me, all that type of shit or whatever. But he was still reaching out, but it was just like, he was funny about it. Like, he was feeling some type of way. He was salty. So I think like I ended up texting him back another time that he texted me, and then it was like 3 days. And then he responded to that text like, oh, it's just been really busy. And it's like, nigga, I know what you do because we've been talking, so I know your life ain't that busy. Like, you don't even like, anyways, you don't be busy. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you don't be busy. So after that, I just never texted him back, and I never heard from him again. So that was that. I do have like a couple of more date stories. I'm gonna save those stories for future videos, but I am gonna talk about like a dating app story. So in these videos, I really want to try to make this like a segment. I hope people will watch this video that are looking to move to LA, or maybe they are dating in LA and they want to know what the hell is going on, so they on YouTube like, if anybody else have issues or experience some of the same things that I am, and maybe you're watching this video. So let's talk about the apps, y'all. Let's talk about the apps. So I have my computer here because like I screenshot some of this stuff. This is the picture that I have on the app, okay? And it's giving very much so body yaddy. I'm not oblivious to the fact that a man would want to like have sex with me. Men are very visual creatures. We all are. When we meet somebody, we have to go off of what the surface level is giving. Sometimes you meet people and they make you laugh and you like that. Sometimes you meet people and you like the way they present themselves and you like that. Sometimes you just like the way a person looks physically. For most men, that's what it is. This picture, of course, I'm giving a little, you know, voluptuous. You gotta show a little bit of that on the apps. You're gonna show something that you feel sexy in, but it's not doing too much for what your standards are. I don't think that there's anything wrong with having a picture that you feel like is sexy. So this is like a sexy pic for me. So this is what the guy says. He says, queen, heart eyes, and 2 tongues. Okay. So then I matched with him or whatever because he was cute. His profile was really cute. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let the tongues go. So I matched with him. And that invites him to actually start the chat. And then he writes me back. And he says, hey, gorgeous, hard eyes again, tongue again. We got 3 tongues. 2 tongues the first time, 1 tongue the second time. And I say, what's up? By that message that I sent back, I already wasn't feeling it. That's why I just said, what's up? He says, how you doing? I didn't end up responding to that because I'm like really wishy-washy with these apps, but I'm trying to do better, and that is my goal. That's why I'm making these videos, because I'm really trying to do better, okay? He writes me back again the next day, or actually this was today, and he says, good morning, love, 2 heart eyes, tongue emojis again. So we had 2 tongue emojis the first time, 1 tongue emoji the second time, 2 tongue emojis again. I said morning, and then I just asked him straight up, what's with the tongues? What are the tongues for? Like, I don't know. Is it a cultural thing? Because this guy was not African American. So, you know, I'm dating outside of my race and doing all that type of stuff and whatnot. So I'm like, is it a cultural thing? Like, what that mean? Like, I don't understand. Because I know what it mean when a black dude do it. I know what it mean. So his response was, woke up feeling really good. Is that bad, baby? Like, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. How do I respond to that? I did send this to one of my homegirls, and me and her are pretty much on the same page that that's weird as fuck, or you're just trying to fuck. Excuse my French. That's pretty much what we have come up as far as our conclusion from this, is that he definitely wants to get in the pants, and you sending the tongues, you know, I don't understand. So y'all reading that, y'all let me know what y'all think. He says, I woke up feeling good. Like, you woke up feeling some type of way. And I know what that is. That is it for this video, guys, on the dating chronicles of Ashley in LA. I do have another date story that I want to share with you guys on the next episode, as well as some more behind the scenes of my dating app chronicles. You know, I'm gonna have some more screenshots to show you guys, because something really funny happened today, and that's what prompted me to make this video. Real comical at how these men come at you, and when I share this information with my friends, I also share it with my brother, because I like to get a male's perspective, and he just be like, who are these dudes? And they're older than him. Since this stuff is happening to me and I am experiencing it, I feel like, why not make a video about it? Because it's entertaining me. So I'm sure it's gonna entertain y'all, because it's surely entertainment to me. Drop down below your dating horror stories, or just funny dates, or stuff that guys have said or did to you that you feel like was a red flag. On the first date, what are red flags for you, and what do you look for? And tell me some experiences that you guys have had. Let me know what you think about the message the old dude with the tongue sent me. I think we have 4 or 5 tongues. I don't know. We have some tongues, okay? Let me know what you guys think about that. Him saying that he just woke up feeling good. What that mean? Or am I really putting 2 and 2 together, and he trying to put me and him together? You feel me? So just let me know what y'all think about that. Thank you again so much for watching me talk about these shenanigans that I'm having with this LA dating life. And I want to leave this by saying I believe in love, and I believe love will come to everyone watching this, and I believe love will come to me. I'm not bitter, I'm not scorned, but I am very much so aware of my worth, and I'm not settling for less, baby. Okay? Period.
Nothing left to say, like, period.
So again, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay fly.